My name is Michael McGrath. I worked for MABSTOA maintenance from 1978 to 2008. I started as a cleaner, I was a helper, I was a mechanic, I was a shop steward, and I was a chairman for many years at Manhattanville. I started work in the old Coliseum. I worked in Kingsbridge, and I also finished up my career at 9th Avenue shop. I was involved in the union from a very early stage because they took care of me when I was a bit of a, maybe not a perfect employee, and so I decided that, you know, I'd like to give back. I retired early, actually a year early in 2008, and for 2 summers, my wife and my 2 daughters, we took them I had children when I was older. My wife and my 2 daughters and myself, we did cross-country trips to all the national parks. Not all of them, as many as we could squeeze in. We did 2 summers in a row of that. And then my kids were young, so I spent a lot of time. My wife still works. I spent a lot of time taking kids places and games and basketball in school and after school and doctor's appointments. And then, fast forward, my kids one's in graduate school now, one's in college. And the end of last year, I started to get sick. And, you know, I've never really been sick other than the flu. I broke a lot of bones and sprained a lot of things, but never really felt that way. And I, you know, like a lot of old timers, I figured it would go away. And so it was around Thanksgiving I started feeling sick, and eventually, long story short, I wound up finding out that I had a cancerous tumor in part of my intestine, and then the ball was off rolling. And basically, long story short, I found out I had the tumor in the first week of January. And then I got hooked up with Columbia Presbyterian, and like I said, long story short, since January to now, I've had 95 claims benefits submitted, and all I've had to pay out of that was $100, and the bulk of those was just $5 co-payments. I've had 3 colonoscopies, I had chemotherapy twice, I had radiation, I had a T-cell transplant, and all I've had to pay is $100. And actually, the hospital, Columbia Presbyterian, twice, 2 or 3 times, they mailed claims into regular Medicare. And for some reason, I got bills back from them, where once they resubmitted it, I didn't have to pay anything. But I have nothing, I'm not done. I'm starting new treatment Monday, and this is all covered. It's all been approved. And even while I was really sick, Aetna had a nurse assigned to me that would call me all the time and check and see if I was home. If I was home, she wanted to come by and, you know, do my vitals, they call it, blood pressure, this, that. And so I have nothing but the highest regard for this new plan. It's served me well. I can't speak for everybody, but I've had hundreds of thousands of dollars in bills, and all I paid is, I think, $100 in co-pays.